Hey everybody, it's Jess. First of all, thank you so much from the bottom of my giant Hufflepuff heart for 50 subscribers. I cannot believe it. I'm still so baffled and floored by this. But today we're doing something really special to celebrate that. This is a long-term build project that I've been working on. It is my take on a Mediterranean mansion. And I built this mansion for my current household, which I'm sure I'll be telling you more about in this video because they are crazy and it's amazing and I'm so addicted to that story. But just a disclaimer, this build took me about 6 hours in real time, so I will be releasing the speed build in 3 separate parts, all 3 parts about a half an hour long per part. Part 1 is going to be the exterior, which you can see we're working on right now, and the upper floor, which I will tell you more about as we get there. Part 2 is going to be the continuation of the upper floor and the basement, and then part 3 will be the ground floor, and we'll finish it out with some screenshots. Obviously, I'm not going to talk through the whole thing for every part because, I mean, that's an hour and a half straight of talking, and I still have one more video to record today. So I'll do a little bit of talking at the beginning and then just kind of play some music and you can chill out, and then I'll see you in the next part and I'll do a little intro and we'll go from there. But yes, I had a ton of fun building this house. This was so much bigger than most of my builds that I do, and I just really wanted to build this mansion from scratch just to say that I did and I could. And it already has almost 300 downloads on the gallery. If you follow me on the gallery, you'll see that I posted it, but I'm just like, I'm blown away. That is the highest thing that I have in terms of downloads on the gallery, and it's just insane. It is under Mediterranean Mansion. You can search the mansion hashtag, or you can find me. I am Jess the Jester, all one word, capital J, capital T, capital J. So a little bit about the exterior and the upper floor. I really wanted this house to blend in with the rest of the neighborhood, and I feel like I did a pretty good job of doing that. It is like a stucco style exterior, like really low roofs, a lot of columns and archways, and I just really love it. It's pretty sprawling, it's very big, and I had so much fun building this. I did base the exterior on a mansion that I found on Google, but the interior is all my own design. I also want to apologize in advance. So part of being a new YouTuber is about learning and finding your strengths as well as your weaknesses, and definitely for me, I've realized, especially watching this video back, that one of my weaknesses is camera control and movement. So if at any point you start to feel motion sick or anything, I sincerely apologize. My camera was all over the place, and I will promise to work on that a little bit, because that doesn't make watching build videos very fun. But I'm hoping that the build itself will kind of make up for that. I'm really picky and indecisive, and I have to have my camera in like the perfect spot so that I can see what I'm trying to see. And I mean, I need to figure out a way to do that without like scrolling in and out and rotating every 30 seconds. I'll work on it. It's a work in progress. But yeah, so about my current household, it is crazy. It is so different than any other family that I've ever played, and it kind of turned into like this Black Widow scenario, but I created this sim, and her name is Reina Zaragoza, and she is completely fabulous. I started her off in Willow Creek in like one of the little starter homes. Her best friend is Summer Holiday, which honestly I never play with Summer. I never really make my sims know her, so it was kind of fun to like explore that aspect. But Reina is amazing. Her aspiration is to be a mansion baron, and I decided for myself I wanted to give myself this challenge of making her be a mansion baron but never having a job. Like, she aspires to own the biggest, fanciest house, but she won't never work a day in her life. And unbelievably, I have achieved that. she is like 50,000 away from having a mansion. This mansion ended up being around 300,000 simoleons. So yeah, she needs like 50,000 more to like achieve her lifetime wish, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I was like, honestly, the fastest and most efficient way to get money is to just marry rich guys and then maybe kill them off. Yeah, so what kind of inspired me for that? So Reina is really fabulous. She's so pretty. She's gorgeous. She really likes fitness and staying in shape. And she has this little Pomeranian named Cece who's like her best friend, and they started off really small, and then one night Vlad showed up, and that was kind of what triggered my whole idea. Because if you guys know me, if you've seen any of my Let's Plays where Vlad has shown up, I am positive I have talked about how much I hate that vampire interaction where they just show up and drink from your Sims without their consent, and it's super creepy and borderline like woo-hooey. I don't know. I don't like it. But Vlad showed up, and I was like, you know what, Vlad? This is the last straw. So Reina married Vlad, and then, well, she like went over to Vlad's house, and she seduced him, and within 24 hours they were engaged. Like the next day they were married, and I did something kind of bad, and I made them have an outdoor wedding in the middle of the afternoon, and Vlad burned to death by the sun. And it shouldn't be as funny as it was, but I really don't like him. He's probably like my most hated Sim. But no, that's actually not true. If you watch Magnolia Lane, you know that Brandon is my most hated Sim. But anyway, she married Vlad. She inherited his house since he doesn't live with anyone. And she immediately turned around, sold the house, got 200,000 simoleons out of it, which was amazing. And she moved to Windenburg, where she bought this little house near like the Bjorgensens and all of that on that little island, and she was living the dream over there. But honestly, like, that still didn't achieve her lifetime aspiration. So I was like, you know what, we need more money. So I was poking around Windenburg, and I noticed that the Villarreals had a very large house and a very large estate, and that Jacques was getting a little bit old. So I actually moved her in with the Villarreals. Oh, but before that, she had a little fling with Marcus Flex, and they have a daughter out of it. Her name is Gabby, and she is adorable. But yeah, so she was pregnant when I moved her in with the Villarreals, and like within 24 hours she was engaged to Jacques, and then they got married on their like cliffside estate. It was a very quiet, private wedding. It was very beautiful. But, and I didn't plan this at all, honestly. This was beyond my control. That night, Jacques passed away from old age. So I was like, what timing? Honestly, it's so bad, and I shouldn't be happy about it, but it was so funny. So she inherited all of his estate and their 200 bazillion million simoleons as well. Right now, as a household, they sit at about 500,000 simoleons, which is crazy. Yeah, so not only did she inherit his money, but she also inherited his children, which I had been playing this part long enough that Luna and Hugo were both about to age up into adults. So I was like, that's fine, we can just kind of move them out on their own. But Max, on the other hand, Reina kind of had a weird connection to Max, because Max, as you guys know, he is evil. So I kind of played off of that a little bit, and I made him, when he aged up into a teenager, I made him into a kleptomaniac, which you'll see later on in this build. I kind of give him a little something special in his room. But Reina decided that she was going to raise Max as her own, and Luna, we moved out. She's dating Sergio Romeo, and they now have a baby together, little Jade. She's really cute. And Hugo, I moved out. He's in the culinary career, and I think maybe sometime in the very near future he's going to open up his own restaurant, which I think I'm going to name Chez Hugo because obviously. But yeah, the Villarreals are doing pretty well for themselves. And so yeah, she kind of like was Max's adoptive mother, and then Gabby came along, and Gabby is just the cutest little thing. She's really active. She loves to dance. So you'll see too when I do the basement later on, I add something in a little special for her. But yeah, I raised Gabby as a toddler on the Villarreal estate, and then I decided once she aged up into a child, I was gonna move her into this house. And now they live here with their live-in servant, Ivan, and Reina is now dating Diego Lobo, which they actually get along really, really well. They're both really snobby and materialistic, so it's just kind of a match made in heaven. And I honestly think I was gonna just date Diego for his money, but they are so in love, you guys, that I'm just like, I cannot break these two up. They're kind of a power couple. So I think, honestly, my plans for the future for this family, Max is going to go on to be a criminal mastermind, and he actually has a little bit of a love interest going with Cassandra Goth, so I'm going to play off of that a little bit and kind of just, like, I mean, it just makes sense. The Goths are like the elite family in The Sims, and the Villarreals are up there, don't get me wrong, but like, Max is still kind of concerned with status, and so I think maybe marrying Cassandra Goth would be a little bit of like a power move, but also they get along pretty well. She puts up with his mischievous interactions and all of that, so it's pretty great. But yeah, he's just gonna kleptomaniac his way up to the top. So my plans for Gabby, she is going to open her own line of clothing stores, and she's gonna just own a whole bunch of retail locations, and I have like a little play on words going with that. So she's gonna, since her name is Gabby, like her brand is gonna be Gab, like Gap, but with a B. So we're gonna have like Gab, and then like Baby Gab, and then like Gab Activewear. It's gonna be great. I'm really excited for it. My plans for Reina and Diego, they're probably going to move back to San Myshuno, because right now we moved Diego out here, and he seems fine with it, because they live in this like lap of luxury kind of deal. But I think honestly my plans for Reina, since she never got to live in the city, they're going to get like a penthouse together, and they're just going to go on their merry way, and they'll be happily in love, and it'll be great. But anyway, I think I've blabbed your ear off enough for this part. I'm gonna cut to the music, and I will see you in the next part. Don't worry, I am releasing all 3 parts all at once, so you don't have to wait a week for the next part. You can watch it all in one. I just didn't want to make anyone sit through an 1.5 hour long video. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and thank you for subscribing and supporting my content. I appreciate you all so much. Like, you don't even know how much it means to me. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in part 2.